I was gonna say, Chris, that was a great point what you was making, but also you was talking about dreams. Was it a dream of yours to play abroad? Was it always a dream of yours, or was it just an opportunity that arose?
It was an opportunity, definitely an opportunity that arose. And again, like I said, it was an opportunity that I didn't actually know what I was walking into. I'd never been to Ayia Napa. I'd never been to Cyprus. I didn't know nothing about Cypriot football. I was obviously on loan at Bristol Rovers, and the assistant manager was Lenny Lawrence, and he had a massive helping hand in obviously sorting out that deal because he had good connections in Cyprus. But again, it never crossed my mind. I thought I was gonna stay in England. I was on a plane going to Cyprus, and then Shrewsbury town manager called me and said, I want to sign you. And I said, well, I'm going to go look at this club in Cyprus, but I'll hit you back when I come back.
Yeah.
I didn't hit him back. As soon as I was there, I was like, this is me. I'm nice. Like, what people don't understand is that people always say, you went to Cyprus and you went somewhere else, you went to China and then you came back to the UK and then you went back to Cyprus again. I'm like, yeah, I went back to where I was loved. And on top of that, I went back to, listen, don't let this climate right now confuse you, innit? This is temporary. But over there, this is permanent. It's different. When you know that you can play in an environment and a climate that is constantly like what suits you, it makes things so much more comfortable. I'll be honest with you, the weather, I used to wake up in the morning and the weather would change my whole dynamic, my mentality of going to training. I'm looking forward to going running the heat and lose my breath because I know that, cool, as soon as training is done, I'm going home, I'm going to the beach, I'm going wherever I like. It was just changed. Come October, September over here, I'm telling you now, when it starts getting cold, listen, if it's training and you just want to go, you go to your bed, it's raining, like, it's like, wake up in the morning, like, rain or training. Now, yes, your love for the game takes you to training, but when you're there, so you're wearing gloves, and it's hard, and I feel like the weather has a massive part to play in it. So me going to Cyprus, I said, listen, I've got plans anyway to be going back, return, but not for football-wise, but for other reasons. So it was definitely, for me, it wasn't on the card, but when it happened, I ran with it and I enjoyed every moment of it.
Amazing. And I was going to say, why China as well? Because when I was looking through it as well, I was like, wow, like you actually went to China as well to play. Like, what was behind that?
Yeah. So in Cyprus, I won the league in Cyprus with IEL, and then we played Champions League qualifiers, Europa League, and literally a new manager came in halfway through the Europa League games. And naturally, again, I would have thought me and him were connected because he actually used to be an old Charlton player. But right. He didn't. He didn't know of me, or I didn't know. I knew a bit of him, but we didn't really didn't click. I didn't like the fact he didn't play me in some Europa League games. He didn't like my reaction to that. I think there was some other underlying issues that weren't personal, was more business for him. Certain things that managers do over there to benefit themselves. And for me, it was my time to go. He got rid of like 6 players, and because he wanted to bring 6 of his own players, and I was one of them. An agent over there it contacted me, said, you might have something in China for me. I'm like, where? Like, okay. But at the time, my ears to the streets, but my ears to the game of what's going on in China at the moment. And Nelka was going through a little bit of drama. Drogba was going through drama. Cahill was over there, and I'm like, you lot are going through drama, but there's some zeros getting thrown around right now I've never seen before. And I'll be honest with you, I ended up going on trial to Spain, for this Chinese team. There was a little mini tournament going. They were basically having their pre-season. I scored a few goals in a couple games. They offered me a two-year contract. I remember looking at the numbers thinking, this ain't real. This is like what? But I said, let's go. Like it wasn't. For me, it was a case of now security, as well as another adventure. maybe this would enhance my brand as such, looking forward into the future. But I just wanted to. It was another experience, and because things went so well in Cyprus, I just felt like, you know what, this could actually pan out to how I'd like it to. What I didn't like was the way that they bigged me up over there. So because we were in rivalry with Drogba's team, I was getting comparisons, and they're saying, yeah, we just signed the new Drogba in Shanghai. I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not in that league. I've never played in that league. Listen, don't do that. Yeah, we've got Ghana International. Yeah, he won the league in Cyprus. No, don't do that. Just let me come in, be quiet, my humble self, and I'll let my football do the talking. So first game of the season, went to Hong Kong pre-season. I was adding it up. They're continuing. They're hyping. I'm like, don't do this. So went to first game of the season. We flew to Beijing, and first game, I remember March the 8th. Never forget, March the 8th, 2013. Bam! Took out one guy come through. Took out my ankle. My ankle just blew up like never before. I'd never seen anything like it. And that was the end of that. It was literally, I tried to come back a few times. I was there for that. In total, I was there for about 6 months. I tried to come back a few times, and it just wasn't. My ankle just wasn't right. I was putting on weight because I wasn't eating the right things over there. In regards to, I hadn't really got a diet plan over there, and the setup was just not. It wasn't catered for a foreigner. If I'm being honest, I was based on the training ground itself because the chairman had a massive base. It was just and then when I did move into my own apartment, where am I going? Nobody speaks English. So I remember there was a Starbucks down the road and a KFC, and I was like, I'm not going to be doing this. And it was difficult. It was difficult in that aspect, and then the injury just made it doubly difficult. But I mean, it was an amazing experience. I ended up obviously leaving after 6 months. I wish I'd have stayed longer. I wish if any regret, people ask me if I got any regrets, it would be that I wish I stayed in China for longer, because I think I could have done something over there and fulfilled more of my potential over there. But it didn't work out, and I ended up coming back to UK.
Oh man, that's crazy. I've got a lot of respect, or we all have a lot of respect for the fact that he was able to do that, because I know some footballers, they might get the opportunity to play abroad, but they wouldn't have the courage, or you know, to have that thing to actually go and do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like UK players get called out a lot by it. Obviously, the big ones, Bex, Owen, McManaman, but players that are based in the UK get called out a lot for not doing it, not going abroad. And I always say to people, football's everywhere. Yes, the golden chalice is the Premier League. Yes, it's the one with the biggest advertisement, biggest money, and etc. And that's where everyone wants to play, because that's where the spotlight is. But football's everywhere. Football is everywhere, and you can go and make a name for yourself everywhere and be loved and adored in whatever country you go to. I remember Adel Taarabt. He was doing madness at QPR. He's now gone to Benfica. He's doing the same madness.
He's doing madness there.
Right. Oh, and they love him. They adore him. That's what I'm saying. So I mean, football's everywhere. Football's everywhere. So you just got to find somewhere and go where. And I always say, go where you're loved. Go where you're loved. So me come back to UK to get rehab, sign for Dagenham and whatnot, and then go back to Cyprus was because I wanted to go back to where I was loved, and I enjoyed my whole time in Cyprus. I don't think I can say I had one spell where I just didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed it the whole time. I ultimately call it my second home, or third home. Count out Ghana. That's home. That's home.
In saying that, what was your stint, or what would you say about the national team?
It was it came out of the blue. It wasn't received well by my club at the time, Charlton, because I think they just felt like it would boost my ego, and it wasn't. But at the same time, I felt like, you know what, I'm representing Charlton. and I'm representing my national team, and yes, boost me because I've been here for a year and a half, and look what I've achieved. That boosts me. But I mean, they'll tell you, that Chris Dickson played, he was international, but at one point I was the only international in the club.
Wow.
All the boys, Zengzi were probably last two, and Zengzi had gone, and I was the only international at the club, and it was like, and I was probably using that as a bargaining tool to say, look, this is why I should be playing more often for Charlton, like my national team. But you know, these teams, they only African teams are playing. They don't really want to, like, at the time, don't really want to give us that shine. Right, don't want to give us that shine. And I'm saying, well, boy, like, what more shine can you not give? We've got Premier League winner as our main midfielder. We've got Premier League baller Suleiman Tari as another midfielder. Michael Essien, obviously Michael Essien was the Premier League winner. Where's their shine? Like, I'm playing with these players. So the experience itself was short but sweet. But it was interesting just to see how well we are supported. The pressure was real. The pressure was very real. I remember my first game. It was a friendly against Tanzania, in Tanzania, and it was wow. Pressure. Like, I think there was like 80,000 fans there. It was mad. And I'll be honest with you, about 3,000 of them were Ghanaians. What's even madder is we were losing 1-0, and then our goalkeeper scored the equaliser from a free kick. So he's come up, and I think 90th minute, someone's crossed it in, and then he's headed it in. Yes. Yeah. Richard Kingston came up, headed it in. We all ran to the 3,000 Ghanaian fans, not realising that they're in the middle of a bunch of Tanzanian fans, and then more Tanzanian fans around the stadium. So we're running to our Ghanaian fans to celebrate, and these Tanzanian fans are throwing down water bottles and bashing into us. So we're to celebrate. Running back. Yeah, I mean, it was like I say, it was an amazing experience, incredible time, and yeah, something definitely I cherish.
Wow. That's crazy. That's it. That is crazy. That is. Go on, Shanks, what are you going to say?
Definitely
I was just going to ask.
Here we go. Go on.
You can hear me,
yeah? Yeah.
All right, cool, yeah. I'm just going to ask, like, what's your views on, like, obviously you were just mentioning you going to play for Ghana. What's your views on a lot of the youngsters now choosing to play for, like, England? We've got a lot of superstars coming up, and they're all choosing to play for, like, the Western countries and all that kind of stuff. What's your views on that? Do you think more of these players should go back home and improve? Because there's been a lot of talk about African teams, especially with like Redknapp going there and all this kind of stuff. A lot of people are now saying that, yeah, is it possible for African team to one day win the World Cup? And I feel like it is possible because there's quite a few talents coming through. So, like, what's your views on them not choosing their home countries and choosing their countries that they play in the league?
To answer the back part of that question, if they all went back to the country of their roots or their parental heritage, yeah, we'd have won the World Cup by now a long time ago. Because that's without a doubt. Because if you see the England team, the England team in itself at one point, I swear that it was like 80% of black players anyway. So, or players of different heritage. My personal view is I genuinely feel that the choice I made was because that's who I am. Like, I'm a half Ghanaian, half Jamaican black boy, as I'm saying. So that was always that the country that I reside from and I live in is UK, yes. And ultimately, yes, this is where I made it as such. But for me, I was born off of a Ghanaian man and a Jamaican woman. That's who I will represent, irrespective of who brought me up or who gave me the opportunity or where I made it. For me, I'm going home is going home, and I feel like a lot of players. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own choice and their view and opinion, and that's what they choose to do. Some players obviously see better financial gain financial benefit, maybe better exposure, maybe it's better for their brand, maybe there's different reasons. But mine was always. I remember my little. I say one of my boys, Kwesi Apia. I call him my cousin in it because he's basically, I've known him since he was high. So that's my little cousin. It's my brother's best friend. So I'm like, that's my cousin in it. So basically, Kwesi followed my footsteps, and obviously when I ended up playing for Ghana, has done even better than me for Ghana. Like gone on, I think got 10 caps, 2 goals, just went and done wonders. But I remember someone asking him, saying, if you had ever had a choice to play for England or Ghana, who'd you have chosen? He said Ghana, 100%, because that's my dad's country. Like and that question would be more difficult for him because his mum's English. So it was like, whoa, hold on, you still choose Ghana? But that question's not hard for me. For me, it's Ghana or Jamaica. Now, at the time, Jamaica's setup wasn't as great as good as it is now. It's got better, but my fatherland, and more to the point, obviously, I've lived in Ghana for a long period of time in my life as well. So it just made it for me. It made sense. But again, I don't object to players choosing England or Scotland or wherever a country that they're playing in. They have their choice, but I would always go with my parental background. That's the people that made me.